Let's talk a little Notre Dame recruiting right now, because the Irish, we didn't really get to hit on this, Steve, the last time we were on the show, but the Irish had a monster junior day right before the dead period hit. And I want to know, what's the latest buzz coming out of South Bend after that big junior day?
Well, Notre Dame just hired a new general manager, Mike Martin, to replace Chad Bowden, who took a position at USC. So we'll see with his keen eye for talent if Notre Dame's board changes at all and what kind of influence he has on Notre Dame's class here in 2026. But a couple weeks ago at Junior Day, Notre Dame hosted some top targets at the time, and I like where the Irish stand for several of these names. That list starts with four-star linebacker Jacoby Clapper from Cincinnati St. Xavier. He's an on 300 recruit that's been in the South Bend a bunch. I think he'll come back here in the spring. I think Notre Dame is setting the pace in his recruitment, and my on 3 RPM reflects that. Notre Dame's already landed one commit from that weekend, Josh. Tyler Merrill jumped in the fold for the Irish, choosing ND over Clemson, Penn State, Alabama, Wisconsin, and others. He did his commitment with us on the On 3 Recruits channel. So make sure you hit like and subscribe so you're up to date on those developments. The number 3 safety in the country is Simeon Caldwell. He's been to Notre Dame a couple times out of the Sunshine State, NFL pedigree, and Simeon Caldwell's family. He was the last prospect that Marcus Freeman met with on Junior Day, him and his mother. He also spent an hour talking football with linebackers coach Bulla. No question, Notre Dame is one of the favorites for Simeon Caldwell, if not the favorite. I also think Notre Dame is setting the pace for four-star receiver Caden Finley. We've talked about that on the show before with the playmaker from the Lone Star State. So like where Notre Dame stands there. Same with receiver Braden Robinson, four-star pass catcher out of Red Oak. I think that Notre Dame is the leader going into his summer official visits. Jonas Walton is the number 4 running back in the country, Josh. He just put out his top 10 over the weekend. I have Notre Dame in prime position in that recruitment with the likes of Alabama and Tennessee and Florida. But he's going to come back on an official visit. Him and his family, they loved all the historic feel on the Notre Dame campus. They talked about the movie Rudy with me. Certainly love the trajectory of Jeremiah Love being a Heisman candidate this coming year. So Notre Dame in a really good spot there. 4-star offensive lineman Evan Goodwin. Notre Dame's going to have a really good chance to sign. And defensive lineman Ebenezer Ewatati was offered during his visit to Notre Dame for Junior Day. They're going to battle the likes of Georgia for him, but Notre Dame's certainly one of the front runners in that recruitment as well.
Great intel from Junior Day, but Steve, who else are the Irish trending for early in this 26 cycle?
Well, keep an eye on Notre Dame for one of their top pass rushers, Rodney Dunham Jr. He's going to come up in the spring for a spring practice out of North Carolina. They're in a SEC type battle for Rodney Dunham, who wants to get to Georgia. South Carolina, Tennessee are 2 of his favorites. I think that Notre Dame is one of the favorites for Elijah Golden, a defensive lineman out of the Sunshine State. Joey O'Brien is a 4-star safety from Pennsylvania that they're right in the thick of it for with Clemson and Penn State. My on 3 RPMs on Penn State, but there is confidence when you talk to sources around South Bend that, of their position with Joey O'Brien. Same goes with edge rusher Samodi Katoanga from J. Sarah Catholic. His teammate Madden Faramo signed with the Irish over USC and others in the 2025 class. Notre Dame trying to beat USC, Oregon, Ohio State, and others for Samoti. Trent Mosley is a 4-star receiver and Notre Dame legacy. Both his parents played sports for the Irish. His mom, one of the best soccer players in program history. His dad, Emmett, played football at Notre Dame. They're going to battle USC, Stanford, and others for him. So Notre Dame in the thick of it for many of the nation's best. Connor Salmon's a receiver that can really fly that they would love to add. He's also high on Clemson, Penn State, Virginia Tech. But Mikhail Blades, a defensive lineman from Illinois, that Notre Dame's going to have an excellent chance to sign. They're in the top 3 for Gregory Patrick, a 4-star offensive lineman from Michigan. He's from Portage Northern. His dad played at Michigan State, but Portage Northern is actually closer to the South Bend campus than it is Michigan or Michigan State. So there's Notre Dame. They're in the lead group for a lot of top targets this cycle, and we'll see what this spring brings as far as visitors to the Irish campus.
Yeah, man, you can just feel the momentum around Notre Dame recruiting right now. So Irish fans, talk to Steve and I. Who do you feel like is one of the most important targets for Notre Dame to land this cycle? Let us know.